All right. I guess we're live. Lee says we're live. We're live. Welcome, everyone, to this wonderful evening that we are enjoying in Fort Myers, Florida. We hope you are having a nice, cozy, warm day wherever you are. And we are so excited to be here to share this Lucky to Love You Tonight kit. I don't know about you guys, if you've gotten it, if you played with it or not, but it's one that you can't stop creating with. It's so nice. Anyway, we're going to get started tonight. I'll give you a little sneak peek here. But before I do, I want to go over this really quick. These are your templates for this kit. It's called Ladybug. And next to it, you have a download the digital idea book. So make sure you do that. And this here is a save the date where you can scan. It'll take you to all the exclusive member events in the calendar. And of course, they give you a couple layouts here. They give you ideas, friendships, little joys, and nature. So I'm going to take the little joys tonight, and we're going to go with my littlest granddaughter, Everly. I have had so many pictures that would work with this. This one just kept popping back up. So we're going to do a layout with her. Okay. Let's pull some templates and see what we got. And also, by the way, the featured sets that go with this are the brand new heart nestled templates. So if you don't have that, you make sure you check it out in the shop. And it also has Nature Walk, which is good for anything, and Tiny Plants. So make sure you check those out as the featured sets this month. In fact, I did pull Tiny Nature, I pulled Nature Walk, and of course, I got the Ladybug ones. And I did the heart. Wait till you see what I've got for you coming up with the heart. All right, so I've got Nature Walk 9 and 10. This is 10. This is 9. We're going to use them not as a side by side, but we're going to do as a layer. Just about right there. I may adjust it just a little bit. I have more than one set of Nature Walk because I want to have this on both sides, the layer. So I've got 10 on the bottom and 9 on the top. All right. Now we're going to use this wonderful template that came with Ladybug. This is such a great template to layer with. If you like the look of layers, I'm going to show you how this is going to be your best friend. All right, so we're going to put that one right about there. Now, I have six photos that I want to use tonight. The first one you saw is a 4x6. Okay, now this is where I might have to adjust this a little bit, but I've got my 4x6 here, and I can tuck it if I need to up underneath here, but this is kind of where it's going to go. And then I have 3 4x4s. I've got 1, 2, and I've got a 4x4 that's going to go over here, but not as a true 4x4, and you'll see here in a minute. Now, I also have 2 3x4s that I printed, and they're going to go right here on this beautiful placemat, backdrop, background, whatever you want to call it. That template is going to be in your repertoire a lot, I guarantee it. So now I'm going to pull from our Ladybug. There's these 2 little rings, scalloped rings that are so versatile. Guys, you can layer, I was just showing Susan, you can layer them with Spotlight, you can layer them with lacy trims, all the Spotlight templates, okay? Not just the ones with the circles, but all of them. And oh, there's so much you can do with this. And tonight, I'm going to get this one and put it right there, okay? This one is going to be my journal spot. And by the way, Lee is reading comments tonight. So if you guys want to tell us what you're working on, we would love to know. In the layered hearts, there are 4 nestled templates. This is the first one, and I'm going to put it here, not just 1, not just 2, not 3, but 4 hearts. So it's going to go 1, 2, I'm going to put 1, 3, and 4. Now, this is a good thing to use for a good luck of, what do I call it? 4-leaf clover. You could use this as a 4-leaf clover idea, okay? If you guys haven't done your St. Patty's Day. But in the center of that, I'm going to put the Nature Walk number 7 and the Nature Walk number 2. So this is going to be a little bit of a clustered, just kind of a little fancy spot, we'll call it. Now I've got the butterflies from Nature Walk. And I'm going to put one here. I'm going to put one right up here. Okay. May change it, but this is where I kind of just think I'll see it. And then I also pulled tiny plants number 9 and number 4. And this one is going to go in this corner for a little accent. And back here, this is my journal. I've got the ladybug 8 and the ladybug number 4. So we're going to put it as a little accent on for our journal. Okay. So that's the layout for tonight. And you can move them around and create however you think it looks. This has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pictures in it tonight. And we're going to get started on tracing and cutting.
Hey, Linda.
Yes.
Okay, I said I wasn't going to jump on, but it was in the background. I'm scrapbooking along with Linda, my own page. But you mentioned the spotlight, and I thought, why not? I just adhered them all together. So I'm going to do a quick little showcase of that.
Oh, please. Yes.
Yeah. So Linda said in our last PJ play date, she was like, oh my gosh, the Ladybug ones, club members, they layer so cute with the spotlight. So that's kind of what I'm working with right now. I do love the little extra color and layer that it gives it. And then, of course, I'm doing like final touches on my layout. So I'll share it later after the community. But Linda, you get back to it. Yeah.
Oh, so excited to see it. So excited. Awesome. Well, like I said, I have had so much fun playing with these templates. It's Rose Crescents. If you guys have that one, you can't stop. Once you get going, you just can't stop. But back to this. So I chose this to be my main pattern that I want to use and highlight the most on my page. Okay. So it's going to be on a border on the 2 top borders. Now they're both the same. So that means I'm going to have to cut them out individually. Okay. So now the only thing I need to put in my decision making is which way I want the pattern to go. Really, when you look at this, there is no right way, no wrong way. However, there are these tiny little flowers that go in one direction. There's also these flowers that go in one direction. So if you don't see it, it's not going to make a difference. But if you are a little OCD like me, you got to choose which way you want those flowers.
They don't go the same way though.
These go in the same direction.
And then
the little ones go
opposite.
Right. So you got to choose which way you want. You want these to go down, or do you want these to go down? Does that make sense? It's not going to hurt the way it looks. It's just if you're like me and you have an OCD problem, which sometimes it gets the best of me. However, the other thing is I've got one template going like this, and I have one template going like that, right? So I'm going to choose this one here. And then this one is going to go here. Because these, it doesn't bother me to have them upside down, sideways. It doesn't matter for me tonight, but sometimes it does. Anyway, we're going to cut or trace, and then we're going to cut these 2 templates. So Lee, you got anything you want to say over there? Guys, say hi to Lee. He's on tonight. He has had a hard day, very hard day.
Just a lot of stuff going on in our community here. Nothing major, just all kinds of little things. But anyway, we just have a lot of people on. I won't go through all of it. I see from Louisiana and Texas. And of course, Dawn's on right here in Fort Myers Beach. She's kind of a neighbor. I see, upstate New York, just kind of all over. Windy, Texas. And a lot of people appreciated Susan sharing what was there. And we just had a great time. Gail's on too. She said, I swear you're in my head, Linda. Now that's kind of scary when I read that. She said she's wanted to use the hearts for some shamrocks and 4-leaf clover since we got them. She hasn't had the opportunity to do it yet, so she's excited to see yours.
Well, they're not going to be shamrocks, but that the lucky to love you. How could you not think of shamrocks? I mean, it just screams St. Patty's in the hearts. So
Which we just celebrated here recently.
yes,
Kinda.
the 17th. I don't think did we even wear green? I don't think we did. I don't even remember what we did on that day. I know we were with the kiddos.
I see Veronica
This one?
Wafkaluski's on, says Nashville here.
Hey! We will actually be up in the Nashville area this fall, late summer, fall. We're going to be in Kentucky in September. Sabrina Gish. We're going to go catch up with her. So if you're in her neighborhood around Louisville, we'll give you the dates when she gives us the exact dates. Maybe y'all want to come over and we'll crop together.
Yeah, I'm not sure what all the event is, but it's at the Gopi Center. It's kind of northeast of Louisville.
And then we're going to be in Crossville, Tennessee again. Looking forward to that. Always a good time with Brenda. And she has a great place that she crops. So stay tuned on dates for that if you're in the Crossville, Tennessee area. Okay, so I'm
Terry
not.
wants to know, are you still in Florida? And the answer is yes,
Yes.
till about
Yeah.
May 11th.
Yes, I have my infusion for my migraines on the 11th of May, and then hopefully everything will go good, and we will pull out on the 12th. So I got a lot of work to do between now and then because I said I want my scrapbook room usable at the villa, and I want to make sure I'm not overtaking where we're here in the coach. I want to make sure if I'm not using it, it's going to the villa, and I'll use it when I come back next fall. So yeah.
Denise wants to know, do you know when you're coming back to New Jersey?
Well, funny you
We're
say
not
that.
sure, but it definitely had a great time there.
Funny you say that because a lady reached out today. She's a creative memories advisor, and she is from New Jersey. Or no, she's from Maryland. And I told her we were in New Jersey. And she really is open for us to get together and crop together. So that's not out of the question. We just have to wait.
She's close to Philly, so it
She's-
could be Pennsylvania, Maryland, or
yeah, not quite sure. Okay, so I just wanted you guys to make note on that pattern when I said it doesn't matter to me which way these go. They're really viney, okay? So when I put it up like this, maybe you won't see it, maybe you will. Like I said, just my OCD. When I put it like this, it draws my eye up this way. When I put it like this, those flower draws it my eyes down this way. So that's why I chose it to go that direction. Okay.
that on a migraine day or not a migraine day?
Every day is a migraine day. It's a good question. But well.
Terry Fearnow wants to know, how about Concord, North Carolina again this year? That might be
Susan. Yeah.
But I know where Concord, North Carolina is, and we're thinking about possibly slicing our way through some of the Carolinas too on our way back to Florida.
Definitely.
I mean, I think you guys should come to the Carolina, so I'll just say that right now.
Okay. I think that's doable.
Is there anybody that should see that you know of?
Okay, again, he's putting her on the spot.
I didn't hear you, Lee. What'd you say?
I said, do you know of anybody in North Carolina we should stop and see? Anybody
Yeah,
lives
I know
in?
a few people. Yeah, for
Oh,
sure.
okay.
I got to come give Abby a hard time, right? Don't take your mom's stuff. I got stuff for you.
No, she's allowed to take my stuff. She's just not allowed to misplace my stuff.
There you go. Like I said, I got to get my scrapbook room done because I got a whole bunch of stuff started to bring her.
Oh, stop.
Yeah. Good stuff.
She has a small apartment.
Rosa Needle joined us from New Jersey, and I think I remember her name.
Oh, yes, I remember. I remember her very well. Okay, so we're doing the same thing with Nature Walk number 10. I can't pair them together. Now, if I would have done 1, 9, and 110 on separate pages, that works. But for what I'm doing, I have to cut them separately. So it's a little extra work, but I love to layer, and this is going to get me the look I need. All right, so we're gonna cut this. I've already inked the other one. Gracie is worn out tonight. She probably can hear her snoring, but Daddy took her out and played hard with her with her Waka Waka ball, and it makes a Waka Waka sound when you shake it and when she runs. That's why we call it the Waka Waka ball. But she is zonkered out, which is good because last Sunday night when we were live, she was barking because somebody was knocking on the door. And so we didn't answer the door. We just pulled the shades down and they went away.
Well, Gail said she thinks you should be in North Carolina when she is, and that's in November. Let's have a party.
November?
Well, I'll go with that, but November I'll be in Florida. So you guys can go ahead, Linda, you can go on up and.
We need to make it sooner. Anytime
or I'll come to
October.
Florida.
Yeah, or I'll come to Florida, and that's perfectly fine with me. So we've really enjoyed this season this year. We've made a lot of good new friends, caught up with old friends, and we've got new people to enjoy Kiwi Lane over at the scrapbook store here in Fort Myers. It's so fun to share with people who are like-minded, whether it be RVing or scrapbooking. It's just you could sit and talk for hours about anything and everything, and you just feel right at home.
Marcia Lineberger did say, hope Susan is in Charlotte in September with a question mark. And I'm sure she'll be in Charlotte in September since she kind of lives there, but I'm not sure on the events, but just stay tuned.
Yeah. We are not going to Mega Meet this year. It just does not work out with our schedule. We promised the girls, our granddaughters, that we would come watch them dance in their recitals and our grandson, his band recital. So it's been like 2 or 3 years since we've seen them. So we are dedicated to do that this year. All right, so I'm just
Jerry Lynn Nielsen says she just hopped on. She wants to know what was the first border template that you used?
okay, I'm using Nature Walk 9 and 10. 9 is on the top and 10 is on the bottom. So I had to cut them out separately, not like the normal way of where you pair them together. Like these pair together, right? 9 and 10. But because I wanted a 9 on each one and a 10 on each one out of the same paper, I had to cut them out separately. Okay, I'm just gonna lay those up there for now. All right, so we've got the borders. Let's work on this backdrop because I want to show you. Well, I can go ahead and get these down, can't I? I think I can do that.
I think you got the technology.
I think I got the know-how. And it looks okay. It looks better once the paper's all out. Okay. So on the placement, if I take a little pencil and I put a little mark right where one edge goes and pick it up to put the adhesive on, I'll know right where it has to go when I put it back. Okay. Because I've got a lot of pieces that are particular in the space that they need. That makes sense. Okay, here we go. So that one goes there. All right, and then this one's going to go over top.
Deborah mentioned Johnson that said hello. She's commuting from one island to another after grandchildren babysitting days. So
oh, those are fun.
She'll have to create through you. She likes your design. So
well, I was just playing this afternoon with the templates and I couldn't stop. It's like, okay, I have to make a decision. Which way do I want these to go? Because I can't keep doing it. I'll be making 5 layouts.
Make a decision.
But I had to for tonight. For tonight, I had to.
You do got to stop and make a decision, everyone.
Yeah, you do. Okay.
Here, you guys want to see my...
I do.
I'm about to adhere it to my page. I finished my little details, though.
Let me see. Tip your computer down so I can see.
Oh. I just put the border over it. Over the... So then, you see the layers?
Yes.
The spotlight with the ladybug?
I love it.
Yeah. And then the heart. So now I got to finish the rest of the layers. Last touches of this layout.
Those ladybugs, I couldn't decide whether to do one or all of them again tonight. They are so
like the
fun.
actual ladybugs? Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
They're so fun.
Well, I did finish the one from the PJ Playdate. You were not... did I show you this?
I watched it.
Yeah. So that was fun.
Yeah. I use old crimped paper for the one on the PDF. And when I did that, I wanted to put glossy accents over top of it. But then I'm like, that's too much. Yeah,
For you? Too much for you?
it's too much.
Maybe for me, but I don't know about you.
That was too much.
Well, Terry said, "Oh, boo," to you're not going to the mega meet this year.
I know.
And I don't recall, Terry, right where you are. I thought you were in the Metro Detroit area, but we do have to get work done on out in Charlotte. And I know Linda's talked about going by Lucy Fairnow's
Yes.
place, and I think Lucy is on from.
Yes.
She lives in Indiana, but her store's right across in Sturgis, Michigan,
Lucy will never forgive me if I get within 20 miles of her and I don't stop.
or even 100 miles.
Yeah.
So
So
we
we will be
probably
doing that.
will hit a little bit of Michigan. I'm just not sure what the date is yet, but.
Okay.
Anyway, Terry, I realize that don't make it better, but the granddaughters are getting older quickly. And we do need to get to their recitals.
Definitely. All right. So for this one, I'm going to show you how I layered on my PDF layout. Okay. I'm going to pick some of these. Oh, another thing I wanted to tell you is how I know what papers to pick. And I don't usually share this, but I'm going to share it to you tonight. Okay. You have all this beautiful paper in your collection. And how do I know how to make it even? I'm just going to throw this back here one more time. Okay. I count the number of layers so that it's balanced on both sides. It doesn't necessarily mean that I have to have a big piece of this color and another big piece of the same color. I just, as long as I have a touch, if I make this a big color and I do a touch of it over here, that's perfectly fine. But I count the number of layers that I have. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 layers, right? Okay, this one, there's 3 on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, should be 11. Maybe I'm missing something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I think I counted the strips here is 11. Okay. So I have 2 more on this side than I do on this side, right? But I know that I'm going to do something in the center here. So I'm going to pick up those other 2 colors and put them in the center of that flower to bring this color onto this page. Did y'all get that? I count my layers. That way it doesn't get unbalanced, doesn't look weird on one side and not the other. All right.
There was a question to Susan, and I'll let her answer. They want to know where she gets her doilies at. I know Linda has a lot of doilies she's used.
I make them.
She makes them, but I've seen you also have some that your great grandmother had. That you
Oh, those
used.
are real doilies, but the paper doilies, I think, is what they're talking about.
Yeah. Linda makes hers.
All right. So now, because I have these 2 that I'm going to put on this template, I'm going to pick something else up to blend these 2 together. Okay. These are nice colors. They work fine. But watch when I put something else in between.
Lucy said, you know it.
Yeah, you know it.
You get close, don't come by. She will look you up.
All right. So I pulled some of my cardstock. Okay. So I'm going to show you how I choose what to go in the middle. So I've got this one on the bottom. I don't want to put the orange on the bottom because that's a lot of similar colors together. But if I put the blue on the bottom and the orange on the top, it's going to give me a nice blended look. All right.
Susan said the dollar store.
The dollar store? Yeah, I have some dyes that actually make doilies. So that's how I get mine done. All right. So this is going to be one choice, which is very nice. I do like that, have to say. And that is a coppery brown, kind of a pearl. I do have a cream one. Now, in that one, that's a lot of cream going on. That's probably too much. Let's put that back in there. That's a nice layer. So cream's going away. I've got a dark blue. Just don't do it. No. All right, let's try a light blue. Let's see what happens here. And the light blue, it's just too blue. So I think that copper is going to be my choice. And the reason that I picked that, when I'm looking at especially the pattern, I look for the smallest little colors. Like this here is kind of a reddish brown. If I would have had that color, that would have been a good one for the middle. But what I do is I try to find something that's close, not exact, but close, and put either darker or lighter for this little piece right here. Okay, so that kind of pops up those little darker areas like you see on the ladybug wing and in that flower. There's some more of that color. So it's going to bring those little colors out into this template. All right, so we're going to start. We're going to do the bottom piece first. And since this is a square or a flat edge, we're going to make use of it. And I'm going to trace all the outside. I know sometimes I have some people say, I don't know how to match the pictures together, or the colors to the pictures. And I always say, don't try to, because you can't get it exact. Colors are just that, they're colors. So work with what you have. Like these pictures at first, I'm like, oh, that's not going to go. But I think it's going to, with the color and the patterns, the layering that we're doing. Why can't I cut and talk tonight? Oh my God.
Want me to cut?
Yeah, no, I don't want you to cut. No. You've had enough Band-Aids. Just FYI, I don't know if you heard, Lee biffed the other day. We were at the villa and he was going to undo the hatch in the back of the Jeep, which was up against a curb and some calusa bushes. And I kept telling him, don't go back there. There's not enough room. Don't go back there. 3 times I told him. He trips over the parking curb, twists his leg, cuts his leg on the asphalt, lands in the calusa bushes. Calusa bushes are not forgiving, okay? They stand their ground. And Lee went to the ground in the calusa bushes. So it was not good. So he was all scratched up and got a pretty
The
good
only
gash.
good news is she did not take any pictures
No.
that I'm aware of.
I did, unless your daughter did or your granddaughter did. I didn't take pictures. I was more worried getting you up off the ground and seeing where you were bleeding at, because the grand kept saying, Grandpa, you're bleeding. Papa, you're bleeding. And we're like, where's it coming from? And so, yeah. But all is good. All is good. All right. We've got the bottom one. Ink it up. I need to get my other inks out that match paper. I think I would like to try using colors from this collection with the colors in the inks. See how that works. I've got one more layout I need to do. Okay, I do like that. Now, we're going to do the inside one, the very inside one, which is this piece. And again, we're going to utilize that flat edge. We want to be on the inside line of the stencil part, okay? And I am not going to trim or mark these and trim pictures for this. I'm going to show you an easy way.
Della says, I love the copper too. It really pops.
Yep. So again, I just took the least color I saw in the pattern and used it to accent. Now I do that also for background picking. I will pick not a bold one. I'll pick a lesser color that I see, and that will be my background sheet. Okay, got that one. And this is the easiest way to do this, guys. This template or any of them. Like there's a placemat that has the same kind of lines. And they're there to use. Don't be afraid of them. It's super duper easy. Now this one I chose the arrows. You can choose which way you want them to go, but I chose them to go this direction instead of upright, because when you put it together, there it is, like I chose it. There it is the other way. It elongates it this way and it draws it in with the pattern going this way. So experiment, utilize those patterns that Kiwi Lane has so delicately designed and use them to your advantage on giving direction, a flow to your layout. I mean, it's just a simple direction of these arrows that just take the template and totally make it different and unique. All right, whoop, got this side.
I think it's also worth mentioning that I know when I've seen Linda down here at some of the different crops, people say, "Oh, that's looks so complex and so hard." You don't have to do all the things that Linda does. Everybody's creation is their creation, and I think they need to do what they do. But hopefully, you get some great ideas from Linda.
I'm not a fancy scrapbooker. I just like to layer a lot. If I don't like it, I add another layer. That's my rule.
And a
And-
little bit of bling.
Oh, yeah. But
I
using-
literally was just sitting here finishing my layout, and I'm thinking I feel more inclined to add another layer listening to Linda. I was like, and in my mind I'm thinking, Susan, do you need another layer? And I was like, but I feel like I need one because I'm hearing Linda's voice right now.
It's a voice that gets in your head. You can't get it out sometimes.
Okay, so now that I've got this cut, I'm going to hold it up so you guys can see the patterns, all right? I'm going to switch it. This is what it would be if you do the pattern up and down, either direction, up and down, okay? Which is a nice look. But what it's going to do is it's going to elongate this template and make it appear bigger, okay? But by turning it like this, it keeps it within that template. So it's going to keep my pictures in this area. My eyes are going to stay here. When I do it this way, let me put a picture up there. Okay, when I put it this way, it keeps the picture, makes it go elongated. I wish I had the full thing. But anyway, so when I do it this way with my picture, do you see that? The pattern difference. And it does make a difference whether you want it to go this way or that way with the arrows. I want the arrows to go this way because it's on the left side of the paper. So I want the arrows to go to the right side of the paper, right? It's my eyes. If I do it this way, it's going to keep my eyes going back this way. It's just an illusion, but it's the way my eyes work.
Well, Lucy said that this paper collections is absolutely incredible.
Oh yeah, super incredible. All right, so now we're going to do that middle layer. So this time I'm going to take the outside edge of the stencil, and that is where my line is going to be now. Make sure I get it in there. All right. So now I'm just going to go around the outside edge of the stencil. So like, some of us have those little fancy tracing disc and stuff. Yeah, you could do a tracing disc around it and do it that way. But you know what? They've already made it easy for you. They've already given you the dimensions, given you the design. Just use it. All right.
Gail said, in my head while I scrapbook are the voices of Susan and Linda. Now, this sounds like you need therapy.
Uh-oh.
But anyway, telling me to detach and add a layer.
Yeah, there you go.
Do you want to borrow my glasses?
We're still going to do a t-shirt someday that says slide, slide, flip on it. We got to. I use that probably just about every live. And I told Lisa, we got to make use of that. All right, here we go. I didn't draw very heavy, so I had to take my glasses off, put the thing up to my nose.
I think you should just make it into a song.
Slide, slide, flip.
That's what I
Yeah,
tell everybody.
KSC, little country
Yeah, it
club.
reminds me of like a country line dance. Like you need to make it into a song.
What is it that Mary has too? She's got a little.
Oh,
Kind of like a Texas two-step.
it's cute.
What we should do is put one on the front and one on the back and say, do you do a slide, slide, flip, or what Mary does?
Well, Nikki Probst says I'd buy a slide, slide, flip t-shirt.
All right, so now we've got this one. We're gonna go ahead and ink it up. Yes, it's brown, but I'm still gonna ink it. Inking is the best thing for covering any blemishes. It also gives it a distinction on the edge. Do it on black, do it on brown, just ink it. Well, that's a good one too. We should say just ink it for Susan because she likes to ink. That's her favorite part.
Well, I say, yeah. Inking takes no thinking.
There you go.
And no thinking is what we need a lot of times. We need that creative pause from thinking. We think too much sometimes.
And there it is, guys.
We definitely overthink things.
Okay, I think I gotta go other direction. I cut it this way. Yep, there it is. Okay. And that has the little piece in between. If I put it together, you'll be able to see it a lot better. All right, here we go. All right, here.
It's good to see you on, Nikki, and also saw Johnny was on too, Penrod. From out in Wyoming and Colorado.
I heard they were getting storms again out there.
I don't know. There have been some places really warm. I know I saw Gail said they had been in Death Valley. I heard it was quite warm there. And I saw some that are off in the Phoenix area. That was extremely warm. Still warm, I think.
Yeah, that did not look pleasant. All right. And see how easy that template was. And that's it. That's how she works. All right, let's go ahead. We'll finish this one.
Eileen Nash says it's in the 90s here in Southern California, which that's kind of different for this time of year too.
I'm not going to put it right at the edge. I'm going to bring it over just a little because I want this color to show. All right. Got these.
Raise it to the camera. I want to see it closer. Oh, yeah. One little touch of color there. Cute.
Okay, now we're going to use that same template and I'm going to use it to crop my pictures. Okay. Because you can cut these out if you want to, but to be honest with you, I'm fine with this on top. Gotta find one in just my bag.
Well, Gail said, I know you say slide, slide, flip, and you've done that for years, Linda. But before I started watching you, I had said slip, slide, flip. So that's what I changed it to in my head.
Oh my gosh. All right.
I always think of the Simon Garfunkel slip sliding away, you know, the old song.
Now I'm using just a regular ink pen to do it there. I'm gonna do this one. And I'm not done with this template yet, okay? Not done yet.
I actually picked up a photo pencil from Creative Memories.
I have one,
Do you?
but if you don't keep it sharp, it smudges.
Ah, mine's
Just
still
a
in a new
tip.
phase. So I picked it up at a booth thing and I was like, I'm going to give that a try.
Yeah, they're wonderful, but if they start getting flat,
Do they
sharp.
not sharpen well?
No, they do, but
You just got to take
you just
time.
got to keep it sharp
Yeah.
because it will smudge.
I have noticed like I have to rub the edges off so it doesn't get on the picture for smudging. So that makes sense. Yeah.
But I just use an ink pen. I love my Le Pen, the black one. That one's really good too. Whoops. There you go, honey. Gave you a piece of scrap. It flew over your way.
Yeah, she's throwing things at me.
Sorry.
Glad I got my safety glasses on.
Now, I love to ink my pictures. You guys know that.
Do I need to go get my hard hat?
No, you don't need your hard hat.
Okay.
You're good. Here, I'll do it. I'm going to show you the difference between inking and not inking. Especially on a light picture like this. All right. I'm going to hold it up. There is not inked. Let me just go ahead and cut it. I'm not using this one. I wanted to, but I'm like, nah. I love her face. She's crying. But
Must be Everly.
yeah, it's Everly. Okay, so this one is not inked. This one is inked. You see the difference? Can you see it, Lee? Maybe?
Not really.
Not really.
It's hard.
In person, if you see it, it does
Yeah,
make a
in
difference.
person. So
It makes a difference. Okay, I'm going to use that template one more time to line up my pictures and make sure I get them where I need them. I could just create with this template alone. Just keep it going.
well, Gail, that's only 24 degrees warmer. I talked about the Death Valley trip. She said they planned that weeks ago because they want to see, you know, we've always heard about the super bloom that happens in Death Valley, especially in March because you got that mid 80s temperature. Of course, when they got there, it was 104.
How about that?
So they did not hike as planned. So,
So it's positioned right. So using your template for photo trimming, photo placement, and your layers. All right, let's work on this little guy. And I'm going to use, I love the quotes. Absolutely love them. I'm going to use this one down here. I'm using Ladybug number 5. And I'm just going to do the inside. Okay. This is all the little, all the little things I love. Yeah, all the little things I love all the way around. Okay, there's that one. And I'm not going to throw the paper away on the outside of this. I'm going to leave it as intact as much as possible. Because believe it or not, you can use this for a punch. Make your own enamel dots, flower centers, whatever
little
you
strip
have little
things and
things
belly
you need
all
for.
kinds of things.
Yes. Okay. You know, I did forget one thing. I'm going to have to go back and do it. So I want to do a little more. I already put this down, so I'm going to loosen it up just a little bit. I'm not going to move it, just loosen it. So I found something in my stash today. It's like, ooh, I should use that on that layer. All right, so now we need to pick another color for here. I love the back side of that. Love the glue. We did that one. We have the green. Let's use the green. This is on the back side of this one. Now I'm going to do the whole outside of the Ladybug number 5. And this is another one you can cut out and put the title underneath. But again, I'm going to do it on top.
Barbara Matchek says, I always go around the edges of my pictures with a black Sharpie.
Oh, there you go. That's the same effect.
Yep, it helps really bring it out.
All right. Detach, as Susie says. All right. And then after I get this one done, we're going to work on the other side, the other page a little bit. Because I definitely want to get those hearts in position. These are so easy to cut.
I'm about to sew my heart around the sides on this page. I wasn't going to sew them, but then I was sitting here and I'm like, well, you know, why not another little fun finished touch?
I got to get my scrapbook sewing machine out of the under the villa. I miss it. Because I usually just hand sew.
That's what I'm doing around the heart is hand sewing, but
Uh, I love doing it, but
just sitting here chatting.
there you go.
Listen.
Oh, that's cute. I like this.
Have a few comments out about having Susan in their heads. Not a bad thing.
Well, if you ask my kids, they might disagree, guys, but
All right. So I'm just going to put this here so I don't forget. I'm going to go back and show you what I've got for the borders. How about this for a stash? All right.
ooh, that's
it-
vintage. That's like so vintage.
Yeah. And we're going to put this.
How long have you had that?
How long have I had it?
Or is this what you got?
No, let's just put it this way. I don't remember getting it.
It just showed up. She doesn't get stuff. It just shows up.
Well, I know you don't remember it.
It's too old. All right.
I actually picked some of that stuff up at a yard sale once. And
This might have been a garage sale.
yeah, I've still going through my stash.
Now I am going to make it go down on this.
Gail wants to know, what stitch are you using, Susan? Are you trying the blanket stitch?
You know what? I think I'm just gonna do a basic wrap stitch. Maybe I should have done it. I already poked the holes. Well, now you got me thinking, Gail.
There we go. Oh, that just feminines it up. All right. Trim that when it dries. Let me get this one. I gotta pull it up again. And this one's gonna go the other direction. Love this glue press.
Yeah, the glue press is a game changer.
I fought Stacy on getting it. I'm like, I don't need it. Ooh,
No, but definitely got my
Hold back.
Nescarmania because of you.
got it? Oh, hold it.
Ah, she has
Takes
3
two.
hands.
Takes 3 to scrap, but.
My fingernails aren't as pretty as yours.
Aw. Yeah, I went to this
Like,
nail
I-
lady for the last 2 years. And I went in and she's like, you cannot do the same thing again. You have to change. So I did. I went that way. I get something I like and I just stick with it.
It's calling me. I used to get haircuts, but it's not really necessary very often.
Don't make me laugh. All right, we'll cut those. That just really added a little something extra there.
It does. I still like the crimping. I think that just adds a
Well,
third
we'll do that just a little bit, I promise.
Oh, am I giving away secrets?
A little bit. We're going to use burlap on here with a little girl. All right, now I'll go back. Make sure I'm centered. This. Ah, come here.
Nikki said she wanted to tell you on Sunday how much she liked your nails.
Well, thank you.
She still has the challenges where she can't chat on the lives yet.
Oh, dear. That's not
I
good.
know a lot of
Are you on
changes.
YouTube or where are you at? Are you in the community?
This is on the Scrapmania ones.
Oh, on the Scrapmania ones. Oh,
Can't do the chat.
that's weird. Okay, so this one's the picture. So now I'm going to take something.
Based in Facebook, so maybe it's not weird.
I'm going to take something from this side for this. I think I'm going to do. See, I don't need this one.
Robin joined from sunny Utah, 74 there. Too.
Awesome. Hello, hello. Let's do the heart first. Ooh,
Gail says, "Did I miss the Scrap Mania live on Sunday?"
you did. You did, but that's okay. All right, so now we're going to take this beautiful red and we're going to make 4 hearts. Okay. Now, if you want, this is where you can do the slide, slide, flip. If you think it's easier to see on that side, put it on the position of the correct pattern you want, slide it off, slide it under, and flip it over. Hearts usually don't make a difference, but I got to get my slide, slide, flip in there for you guys. Okay, we're going to make 4. One, 2,
I'm getting cross-eyed. Staring at the paper.
3. Hoping I get that 4th one in there.
It's kind of like the cross-section of a molecule. Remember how I used to do that in elementary
Oh, I do
chemistry?
remember that.
Putting it together with the Tinker Toys and building.
Nope, can't get in there. So I'm going to go back up here then. We'll do the 4th one here.
So yeah, tell me what the atoms are that are red.
I have no idea. Science was not my gig. Art was not my gig. I kid you not. I was terrible in art.
So was I.
They make you draw. They make you do things out of clay. I couldn't even play with Play-Doh as a kid. I was terrible. Just terrible.
What are you good at?
What was I good at? I was good at history, English. The typing class, I was really good at typing. I'm going to change this. But
Manual Royal typewriters.
yep. The manual typewriter, I could do 125 words a minute with a manual. I was blurry fast. I'm not too bad now. I can still type pretty good. It's just knowing where everything is on the computer.
And some keyboards and computers are just a little bit different, like where the delete button is or something else. But most of them are the QWERTY keyboard, so it's kind of standard.
What? This one. I'm envisioning this, guys. I don't know what it's going to look like. This is just envisioning. This is why I love Kiwi Lane so much, because they take what you think you see and make it a reality. Absolutely love the way these work. And a good pair of scissors. Pencil, scissors, Kiwi Lane templates, paper. All you need. I could even do without my embellishments if I had to. Keyword, if I had to. All right, one more. Now you could make these all different too. Like you could use the back side as well as the red one together.
So this could be like a clover.
Exactly. Did you not hear me when I started?
I did.
Oh, okay. Just checking. Like you could do this if you wanted to, but I'm going to do it this way.
Valerie,
All right.
I'm from Tennessee.
Hello, hello. We will be in Tennessee this fall, late summer, early fall.
Up in the plateau.
We love Pigeon Forge. I said that I definitely want to go back there for a little R&R. So
Everything moves a little slower usually when you're.
Yeah, we don't go see a lot of the shows because we've seen a lot of them already. But we will walk the shops and,
Oh, I bet she goes to one particular restaurant for breakfast.
oh, I didn't say restaurants. I did say shows. Yeah, the one we're gonna go to, it's right next to the Comedy Barn. Has the best chicken and waffles ever.
And the chickens that performance thing, I can't remember the names of some of
I
them.
don't remember either.
An Ovis one and a.
Okay, now at this point, if you guys wanted to, you could take your white pen. I love this that Gail got us hooked on the Geth pen. And if you wanted to, you could take all of them and do your stitching. I'll just do one here.
And do the other ones after.
Yeah, we'll do the other ones later. This will give it a nice little definition. Turn it so I don't smear it. That's
Val said she's going to Pigeon Forge this weekend for a scrapbook event.
awesome. Do you go to the superstore while you're there? We love those people. I left Kiwi Lane templates with her. Okay. We just do one. You just got to remember, it does take a second to dry. All right, we're just going to lay them in its position. All right. Now we've got to make the flower center. This. So we've got orange and we've got blue and we've got our green. I think we're going to do this one blue. And then we'll do this one green and orange. Yep.
You sure?
100%. 100%.
Valerie says I've been there before, but I prefer Scrapmania.
I get that. Okay, again, we're just going to do the outside, not the inside.
Pam Wesson said that's so cute.
Don't forget now, you use your green paper. Even in this kit, you could do a St. Patty's Day with this kit because there's green paper. Make that into your 4-leaf clover.
You're going to have to check that place out, Linda.
What's that?
Brenda Bailey said there's a place, Scrapping in the City, is having an indoor garage sale this weekend
Where's that at?
in Knoxville.
That's a little ways away.
But we go to Knoxville a lot when we're there with your niece.
Oh, I know what you're saying. I say I ain't going for a garage sale there.
No.
You're talking about to visit.
Store there.
Okay, yeah, we'll have to do
You
that.
never just visit. You will make purchases.
Shh, don't say that. Susan's gonna hear it. She always tells me when we're together, you don't need that, do you?
I was about to say, you better share context behind that.
She knows me too well. Just paper and pretty things do kind of have
Pretty
a way,
consistent, huh?
have a way to get into my little hands.
No, I think that's what's fun about your style. You show kind of like, all the little tools and combination of playing to create. You show like all the little knickknacks kind of in being incorporated in. And you find a lot of joy in that step. And I think a lot of people resonate with that too, because they also have a lot of stuff in their stash that, that there's a lot of joy to be found as you kind of play with it and have a structure and a game plan like your layout that you're working on.
And, I don't sit down and just design and keep designing, keep designing, keep designing. When I make a design, I create with it at that moment. If there's something I like, because sure shooting, I will forget it and not have it in the same place.
You get into
also,
the moment.
what I love is that you're not like holding on to favorites, like you're like, I'm going to use it. I'm going to use what I like now, today on this layout. And I think that's a good example of also not just pulling out different variety of tools and experimenting, but also using those fun papers that you might have, your favorites or whatever it is. And you know what? using it today on the page that you're working on if you want to.
Yep. I'm going to show you a little bit here on pictures, how I chose what pictures to go in what area. So these, she's looking pretty much forward facing. So I put that here. The one I picked for my main picture is my favorite one. I pick one picture that's my favorite and I make that the focal of the layout. Then if they're front facing, I put them as together as much as possible. These, she's kind of looking that way, which goes, make sure I go to the center, correct? If I would have these over on this side, she would be looking off the page. Now, the last one that I picked out is another front facing. This one is actually my second favorite. So it's going to get a little highlight right here. So this one I'm going to put inside here and take my pen, go around the inside. Okay. Now this is the way I normally just scrapbook when I'm on a time limit. If I'm not on a time limit, I will do all the cutouts and put these underneath and give the up and the downs and utilize every little point of the template. Like this one, I would cut all the pieces out. This, I would cut all of them out. But when I'm on a time crunch, best thing I can do is to layer up what I'm doing here. And this is the easiest way.
Nikki said if I had found Kiwi Lane at the beginning of my scrapbooking journey, I would probably have so much less stuff than I now have.
I agree with that 100% because I was actually making my own borders, to believe it or not. And I was making my own embellishments out of coloring books that I saw designs on, out of stencils, all kinds of things. Then when Kiwi Lane come along, it's like, yes, I don't have to do that anymore. Okay, so I'm using my template again, and I'm going to use it to eyeball and stick that right in there.
But the other comment that Nikki had, but she does love that Kiwi Lane plays friendly and complements with all the other stuff that you already have. It seems, and all that stuff can find ways to jump into her cart from time to time.
All right, so now we've got green and
That's
orange.
funny.
What's Susan?
I was just laughing at Nikki's comment. That's funny.
All
From time to time.
right. So we're gonna make the big one orange. Let's see if I can get it in here.
We have a comment that says, I just love this. I'm new to Kiwi Lane and to the club. I can't wait to start creating with the templates.
Good. Well, we're here for you. If you have any questions, you feel free to message, email. There is an email at support@kiwilane.com if you have any questions regarding the templates. There's always in the community, there are so many ideas on how to use different templates. Make sure you utilize that. The Facebook pages, make sure you get on those. There's so many great ideas, so many great creators. I am proud to be friends with them all. So
Well, and you have the head of it all on.
on right now, yes. If you got anything you want to ask, she's on right now, the president of the company. So now is your opportunity.
That's hilarious. Okay, I'm doing this blanket stitch. I switched mid, well, pre-mid, because of Gail's comment.
Yay!
I don't know. I'm kind of a top stitch fan. Kind of just a normal, it's fine. It's okay. I'm
If you
doing
don't
it.
like it, add another layer.
I'm not sure that works with stitching, but
Actually, yes, you
no,
can add.
I like the blanket stitch. It's a fun look. It's just a little bit more. Listen, I've been sitting here listening to you. I got half of my heart done, and I think at this point I would have had the other stitch done, and the look would have been similar. I guess is my takeaway personally. I don't know.
You can always add gems in the areas you're not happy
Happy
with.
with?
Yep. All right.
No,
So I'm going to go ahead.
no. I was just saying I like it. I'm not saying I don't like it. I do like it. Anyways, go ahead.
I was just going to say, Susan taught us to do this years ago, where you just take the flower and just kind of bring it up to life by bending it. If you've ever made a pie crust, it's the same thing when you pinch the edges, and then just kind of gives your flower a little bit of movement. Okay, so that's going to go there. Now we've got our green. Nope.
And the one who's fairly new to Kiwi Lane said she had the pleasure of meeting Susan at a retreat a few months ago. It's because of her that I started on the Kiwi Lane journey.
Awesome. Yeah, she has caused my addiction to a Kiwi Lane.
Well, Linda recorded a song years ago about, the joys in the journey, not the destination. And that's also true
Yeah.
with this. It's the journey that's fulfilling, I think.
Me too. For me too, by the way.
I mean, Kiwi Lane is so awesome that you can use the same template over and over, changing paper, changing directions, placement, and it never gets old. I always used to refer to Kiwi Lane as eating popcorn in a movie. It's Kiwi Lane is the popcorn. Once it runs out, you aren't thinking about the movie and what's coming ahead. You're thinking about wanting to go back and get more popcorn.
Well, that's funny because when I think about popcorn, I think about how annoying it is. It gets stuck in my teeth, so that's not a good analogy for me.
Put enough butter on it, it won't stick in your teeth.
Is that true? No.
No, it's not true, but
Then you got another thing with grease all over your
I
hand.
use that excuse. I never get enough butter, and then I have a mess.
Yeah, he says that and you look at him, he looks like he's been sucking an orange with goo all running down his face. Okay, so we've got this and this. All right, so there's our other color. We're almost there, guys. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put this one down. You know what? I think I'm gonna pop it up with some pop-ups, some elevators.
Nikki said truly, but once the destination has been reached, she loves revisiting it time and time again.
True. All right, I'm gonna put 0.08, if I my tweezers. I'm gonna pop up this particular one. The reason being is because this gives a lot of, the look gives it like it's elevated. And I don't necessarily want to elevate all of this, but I do want to elevate where my picture is. So we're just going to put this on. And if you have nails that do not cooperate like mine, tweezers work really well for putting foam squares on your pieces. Oops. Let's do it.
Brenda said, Linda, this is adorable.
Thank you. I think it's the pictures too.
We have
She's
another
just adorable.
comment. So cute. Never would have thought of making the hearts into a flower.
They can be shamrocks too. Just use the
know.
green.
I'm debating. I have one pager that I would like to finish. Well, we'll see how much paper I have left after I finish this 2-pager with this kit. I'm still finishing the page from the PJ Pallady, but I'm like, oh, maybe I need to do shamrock.
I'm gonna go ahead and put this one on the bottom. Come in a little bit.
Your puppy sound is.
I know, I see her over there. She's just so sweet.
She was really snoring a bit ago.
I know. She turned 5 years old and she's finally getting to be a nice dog. Okay.
Pam Weston says, I know Linda has a very creative mind.
Yes, I always call Linda's mind like an engineer's mind. She sees things nobody else sees. I'm like, what, Linda? She was like, you don't see this? And I'm like, Linda, just make it. I gotta see it. You're gonna have to just go make it. I don't see it.
Sticking to
So, yeah, I know. So the way I did this, because I'm looking at the placement of these hearts, right? So I've got one underneath, these two on top. If I tuck it underneath, it just doesn't look right. So I'm going to put it on top and it gets a better look. I don't know how to describe it other than when you play with them, look at that because it will make a difference. All right, we're going to use pop up on this one. I'm going to use 0.08 again.
Brenda had a question for you.
Go for it.
She wants to know what set is the template and that is the backdrop for the two pictures. She missed what you.
Ladybug. This is all from Ladybug, Nature Walk, and Tiny Plants. Again, I'm looking at the arrows.
Pam Weston says, I love that heart flower. Now I want to do it in green for my Ireland page.
There you go.
Irish.
Ooh, Ireland page would be perfect. That's so fun.
And Linda, I've taken her a couple times to see Celtic Thunder.
Oh, my heart throbs. And it's not the kilts. All right, and that's going to go in there. So I use 0.08 on all of it. If you've never used these, don't be afraid to. They mush in your book. All right.
So the point is they will fit within the page
They will.
protectors in your albums.
Yep.
Pam says they love Celtic Thunder.
I've seen them twice. Absolutely love them. Okay, I'm going to put this here.
But there's people there who've seen them a lot more than Linda. We saw people, I think they chase after every concert just about.
Oh, I know. Give it just a little space. All right.
Linda cooked me up a cabbage dish the other day. That was really good.
Now this is where I designed it one way, but now that I've got it here, I can adjust this because this is where I had it, right? So, but I kind of like it a little
You
bit
sure?
right there. I'm positive. 100%. Okay, it's down. I need to glue this a little bit. My tape didn't stick. All right, now I've got to get those other little pieces. And here, there's one. That one.
Did your daughter take these pictures or did they have them professionally done?
No, my daughter-in-law took them.
Oh, cute.
She used to be a photographer, and she was really, really good at it. But she decided she didn't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, it's a lot of busy work.
All right.
It can get addicted like scrapbooking, except camera equipment gets really cagey.
Yeah.
Okay. Now.
And nowadays, there's so much digital things and all the editing you can do on pictures. And
I've got this.
all Nana wants to make sure she gets copied on all the pictures they take.
I do like the pearl blue. I'm going to keep that.
Harry
one.
said that the colors are so well chosen on this layout, Linda.
Well, thank you. It wasn't me. You thank Kiwi Lane. They're the ones that did this.
It's their fault then, huh?
It's their fault.
Linda's throwing paper on the floor.
Can you grab my
Well, I
green
think that's
piece?
what's so fun about it. I'm using the same kit as you right now, and yet your choices are different than my choices. So even though the kit is there to help ease some of the decisions and just kind of help you flow through the process, it still becomes your own. Like those are still very unique to you. It's cute.
So this piece I want out of this back. I just want to figure which one I can do without hurting. Thank you, honey.
Well, the thing that's nice, Susan, it facilitates the creativity of each individual.
Play your way to creativity. Exactly.
All right, I'm going to show you guys another little trick that I have done before. All right. I'm going to use this spot right here to trace this piece. Yeah, that's what I want. This one's going to take a little patience, okay? But it is so worth it.
I actually did the same thing. I needed a little of that dark green out on the side to put in between my leaves.
Mm-hmm.
And so I did similar to what you're doing.
Okay, not done with that. But here's what we're going to do. Everybody needs a nasty mat. Nasty mat is one that I cut on, I glue on, tiny pieces. I don't want to make a mess. Okay. Sometimes this works and sometimes it doesn't. Let's hope this one works tonight. I'm using my slice tool. Take my glasses off. I'm going to go around the design with my slice. You can talk while I'm doing this, Lee. You want to?
I could. I'm watching.
Yes. I know, that's it.
I was just thinking the same thing. I was like, I would just watch it.
Yeah.
This-
I know you won't get no blood with this, but if you're using an X-Acto knife, it might not be the same. Loretta says, thanks so much for the tips and tricks. Yeah, if you're using an X-Acto knife, I could have Susan just talk me through the stitches again. We have to use to close up your finger.
Well,
I am-
Susan wouldn't use an X-Acto knife, so kudos to Linda.
No, kudos to Mary. Did you see the honking one she uses when she?
know.
I'm like, I
I
open
would start using
packages.
scissors right now, but
I open packages with that thing, not scrapbook.
There's a question on where did you find the slice tool?
Scrap Mania.
And I think they're
Now you can have refills too. Yes,
they're fairly new.
but you have to have a forgiving mat. What do they call it? Self-healing mat.
But you get at the dollar store, I think, don't you?
Yeah, I got these at the Dollar Tree for $1.25.
$1.25 now. $1.25.
All right, I'm gonna punch this out. Might have to use my scissors. Tiny
Why did
ones.
you use an X-Acto knife on that?
You'll
What was
see
your
in a
thought
second.
process?
You'll see here just a second.
Alrighty.
Watch your fingers.
Yeah.
She like me there encouraging you.
Yeah, if you saw my scraps, and I've done this a few times, and it's like I really should show them how to do this, and then I forget. And
Gail says Mary uses a box cutter.
exactly.
Blows my mind. She uses an X-Acto knife, though. Gail does.
They don't call it X-Acto knife to be X-Acto. It's an accident waiting to happen for me. Okay. Now, let's say you want to use that title as it is. Watch this. You see it, Susan?
I do see it. Look at you.
You can do that with anything. Just take the little flower. Like say if you want to do this one, you want to do a half of one. You could just have it dip down a little bit off of the edge and then fill it that way with half.
So you're going to use the blue thing that you just cut out on the layout that you did, but then in the future, then you have that already out. Is that what your thoughts are?
Yep.
Gotcha.
Kind of like another die or a punch.
Like a stencil.
Yeah. Johnny says, I love that.
All right. we've got one of those.
No one says very cool.
I'm going to do this blue.
Lori Cox said I've done that with dyes.
There you go. Yeah. I mean, if you got a punch or a die you could do that with, like, for instance, let's just take, where's it? Let's take this one, okay? If you can reach it,
That one's kind of hard to punch right there.
well, one of the girls the other night said punch it upside down. It works better. Oh, it does work better. I don't know who told me that, but it does work better.
Oh yeah, I have to punch upside down just simply because one of my punches is annoying.
Even sharper.
All right.
Yeah.
Watch this. So now you could put color here. You could put color there. The ones that you punched out, just pretend that's blue under there. Then the ones you punch out, you could add those around on that. So you get a totally decorated sentiment card.
He says, what a great idea.
All right, I'll get this one cut.
Kelly joined from Hello from Alberta.
Well, hello. Welcome.
Deborah said, you're so clever, Linda.
Oh, I don't know about being clever. I'm a lazy scrapbooker. I try to find shortcuts, to be honest with you. All right. I got one other trick I got to share with you guys tonight. So I've used this blue and the tan on that side. So that means I've got to use the blue and the tan on this side.
And just as reference, you're about an hour and a half.
Okay, I won't be too much longer, to be honest with you.
No problem.
Not much longer. Okay, there's one. Now, here's another thing. Because it's flat, there's a couple different things you can do to make that pop up a little bit and give you a little more color, so to speak. So I'm going to take this same one. This is the direction it needs to go. I'm going to lay it on the burlap, but I can't write on the burlap. I have to write on the paper on the back. So I'm going to slide it off, slide it under, flip it over. Now, some of you that bought burlap that doesn't have a backing on it, I'm so sorry. It's hard to do. But normally when you have burlap like that, I don't know how you guys do it, but I have to cut around the template. And that scares me to death every time I cut around my template. But I have done it because it is a piece of colored burlap that I did have. It was a white piece somebody gave me. I only used it once.
Wonder if you could glue paper to the back, just like if you were using fabric or something else. You know how you glue paper to the back and then you trace
I
that
think
out?
that would work.
I think it would. The only thing you would have to be careful of is if it got really stiff and you couldn't cut it.
Yeah, 'cause
That would
I
be
don't-
the only
I don't
thing.
have burlap that, yeah, that I
Yeah,
don't have.
could use your nasty man. Nikki said she has so much trouble thinking outside the box. And I don't think Linda has the box.
You know, I have one other solution because felt, it takes an extra step, but if you take freezer paper, just like felt, if you iron it on, I wonder if that
Yeah.
would work on if you have burlap paper that doesn't have paper on the one side.
What would you use for adhesive, or does it already have
It
adhesive
just,
on?
when you iron on the freezer paper onto felt, for example, it just sticks. I wonder if it would do the same thing for burlap.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It
But then
come
you would
off
just,
eventually,
you would
but-
add your own back, and then once you add it once, it would be there the whole time. You would never
That's a
have
great
to
idea.
keep
And just-
doing it.
Just regular parchment paper.
Yeah, like freezer paper, like the cooking freezer paper.
Oh, freezer paper,
Yeah.
not parchment.
Ruby says, can you buy the burlap at Scrap Mania yet?
Yes,
Now you have me thinking. Parchment paper, freezer paper. Let me go look. Hold on.
All right, we're going to ink this. To ink it, you want the burlap or glitter. You want a daub. You don't want to do the little flick motion because it is a fiber and it will tear and it will get on your dauber, which eventually end up into your ink pad. And that's not pleasant. Let me get squishy.
So Gail offered a good comment here, so I'm gonna share it on the screen.
All right.
Everybody can read it. And then I'll read it here when we're done, because I think this would work. She says, if you have burlap without a back, you can trace your template on a sheet of copy paper, and then you attach that to the burlap with double-sided tape. And then you cut the shape out and take the paper off and the tape off.
You
And
could
then
do that.
You basically have just a piece of burlap.
I gotcha. I mean, plain burlap is pretty without the backing because you get that see-through texture. And like I said, I did do it once and I used it, the template, and cut around it. It was gorgeous, but I refuse to do it again.
And Barbara Matchak says freezer paper.
Yeah, I was just looking at freezer paper. And I mean, I was just thinking the easy solution is just buy burlap with the backing on it.
There you go. That's it. Okay, now I gotta find my crimper.
Or just
All
when
right.
you buy burlap paper, flip it over and check.
Yep. Okay, so this one, I've cut an extra one out so I can shade it, shadow it, however you want to call it. And that's going to get me a look there, right? But to me, it's okay, but I need a little something else. So watch this. Here's where we get our little crimper out.
Is this the straight?
This is just a straight crimper. This is usually the ones that most people have in their stash. And you see the difference in just plain or then just crimp it. All right. So now we're going to bounce back over here a minute. I keep feeling like I'm sliding this way. All right. I'm going to put this one down. And I want to show you another little trick with the picture here. This one's really super cute. And I want to highlight it, but I don't want to mat it because I've got all this going on here. So what I'm going to do, this one's going to go flat. Put this one down. So what I'm going to do.
Lisa from Okinawa says howdy. Just thanks goodness for the replay. It was a great layout. Can't wait to watch the replay.
I'm going to go ahead and put these down real quick. So it'll be uniform. There's one. I'm going to use 0.04 on this, I think. 0.04. So I use 0.08, 0.04. I am getting some new ones from Scrapmania that have what was it? 0.6. 0.6.
Basically taking the mean of the two.
Yeah,
the
it's
average.
gonna be like in between the 4 and the 8.
You could take
So-
a slice one of them down halfway.
You can't slice it. Are you nuts? There's no way.
With an X-Acto knife, you could.
No, not happening. Not happening. Okay. And if you have embossing folders, that you get the same effect by using embossing folders once your template is already cut out. Make sure I got it the right way. Yep, that way. Which is another nice look. I use that on the one on the PDF. I use embossing folders on it. Okay, so there's that. Now we're gonna go back over here. Let's do the tan, the blue, and the burlap on this side. Okay, there's the burlap. There's the tan and the blue. All right, so I'm going to make this piece the tan. All right. This is where it's going to go. And I want it to go that way. And guys, if you see the writing on the templates, that doesn't necessarily mean you have to put it in that direction, okay? You can put it upside down, right side up, however you want. All right, so we're going to do this here.
They are very adaptable. You can go in
Mhm.
many different ways with them.
I was going to tell you this one too, guys. I know butterflies aren't everybody's thing, but check this out. Okay, so I've traced one side, but watch this. Look at the look at the big butterfly. Okay. This is a great template to do that. Butterfly.
Or the wings of a bird.
Yeah. Angel wings.
Snow White dove. And we're recording that song.
I do remember that. All right.
I think you recorded that one in Bessemer City, North
I
Carolina.
did. Sunsound Records. All righty. Got this one. Ink it up. Again, we're layering up. You could take the template and you could trace the little insides and cut them out if you wanted to, put paper underneath or just leave it. For me, we're going to use it as a stencil. We're layering up. So I'm going to trace the little ones. This is nice about the Kurutoga pencil, guys, that I'm using. You can get all the way up into the little point. Okay, there's that one. And I'm going to trace this one. I did this on the layout with the PDF. Oops, I kind of missed here. Let's try that again. There we go. It's a little, but it's doable. Okay. If you're afraid of losing them, once you cut it out, just go ahead and put it on before you cut the other one. Why do I say that? Because I did have to cut it again. I lost it before when I was doing the very first layout. All right. I'm going to take my tweezers. Going to ink it. Small spaces, tweezers are great. I think that one goes there. This one, I am going to erase the pencil on it just a tad. And then we'll ink it and we'll glue them on. Okay.
Roseanne Rogers says, hello from Kentucky. Such a great page.
Well, thank you. All right, so we got this one. And if you aren't sure, you can put the template back on top, but these are just so easy. Wherever you put them, they're going to look great. You don't have to be perfect on this. Sorry, honey, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, I just gonna let Roseanne know that we're gonna in September going to be trying to do and join a crop event that's going to be kind of up northeast of Louisville. Sabrina Gish, I think, is the one who's putting it together. So don't know if you know her or not, or where you're located in Kentucky, but
Okay, I'm not going to hear it down yet. Okay, let's work on. We're almost there. We've got our ladybug, and we've got the center of the flower. I'm going to show you a couple of tricks here really quick.
Kelly McLean, she's from up in Alberta, says she's loving the colors. Such a pretty page.
Where did I put the circle punch? You showed Susan, and then where did I lay it? I don't have it. Dum, dum, dum. Oh, I have this one. Okay, well, we'll do this one, and Lee, you kind of look around, see if you can find it.
What am I looking for?
The circle. Oh, it's right in front of me. Duh.
Yeah, I thought that was a circle punch.
Right there. Okay. So I love this one. I use it a lot. It's a snowflake punch by Punch a Bunch. You'll see a lot of people in the community that have it. So I've got the copper color that I did not use. I'm going to use this to bring in the copper color. On my flower. So now my copper and copper go there, right? All right, so we've got that, but let's show you another little thing here.
I'm surprised you didn't use your bright glitter.
Nope, I didn't use the glitter this time. All right, you guys can help me and tell me. I'll punch holes and you guys can tell me which one you like the best. Okay. I'm gonna do this one, these two. All right, you're taking a 1-inch circle punch. I'm gonna punch one out of the gold. I'm gonna punch one out of the white cream. No, I think I'll do the light blue. That'll give us a little more color. Just plain a light blue cardstock. All right. You tell me which color you like best. I think can they see it okay? Or is that computer tipped down a little bit? Which one do you guys like best? The light blue or the gold? Tell me which one you're thinking. Is anybody commenting there?
They like the red.
No, the light blue or the gold. You're a stinker. You're a stinker. All right. Wait for him to comment a little bit here. And I'm going to do a little practice run.
Gold's prettier, I think.
The gold is prettier.
Kelly said it all depends on where it's going.
Around that picture. So Gail had an idea. I think it was Gail that did the
Brenda says blue life.
blue life. Okay.
Most of them say gold, though. I have a lot of golds.
All right. Well, I'm going to show you. So wasn't it, Gail, was it you that did the little circles around the heart on your layout for the month?
Gail said you have to ink the blue first before you could use it. But
so, well, here's the thing. I love that idea you did. And it got me thinking, ooh, let's cut it in half.
you got a few now starting to say like,
Cut it in half again. I'm going to cut this piece in half.
Terry changed from gold to blue.
And we're going to do the same thing here. I'm going to cut it in half. Just a regular 1-inch circle. We're going to cut it in half again.
Yes, I did the circles around the heart.
Yes. And this one in half. Okay. Now watch this, guys. I mean, we can do both too, because we could do them around more. But check this out. I showed Susan this before, my layout that I did Sunday.
Gail said if you could ink the blue, that help her decide.
Okay, just for you, Gail. I'm making photo corners out of my circle.
Circle punches.
I don't think I like the light blue. I think the gold will be too much.
Gail says she likes the red. No, she didn't.
Do you guys see this? 1-inch circle punch.
I see them live and they look awesome.
So I didn't mat it, but it give it its own identification with these. All right, let's glue them down. We'll just put a little daub, not a lot. Put it on.
Gail said I like the blue.
Yeah, I do too, Gail. I was going to do the creamy pearl, and I'm like, no, there's just too much white. We need color around her. Let's try it that way. See if that's easier. And you can do this with, so the 2x2s. If you have the mini photos 2x2s, those make excellent photo squares by doing the same thing. Cut it in half, corner to corner, and then cut it the other way, corner to corner on the 2x2s. So now I've added another color on this side. I've got all my templates over here done. So now I have to choose something to put on this page that's blue. Well, guess what the easiest thing to do is? A little bit of an accent here. Oh, it's a heavy one. There it goes. All right. So now I can put the blue on the bottom. I can put the blue on top.
Gail does have a comment. Said if you don't want to glue those corners to your photos, you can use a half circle and then fold the sides in so it looks more like a photo corner that you can slide over the corner.
That, yes, I've
instead
done
of
that
gluing
before.
it to the photo itself.
I use a bone folder to do that though, because it's very, very tiny to fold. Okay, so now I've got my blue, my copper, everything's matched except for the red, right? And the blue. We got a little bit of blue, but we're going to do this ladybug. And I'm going to show you a couple other things to do with the ladybug. This is our last one. Now you could take more of those little blue circles if you want to put them on something else. I've got butterflies here. I need to show you that little trick and the ladybug. Let's do the ladybug. Grab my red. Okay. Now I'm going to take and do this easy peasy. I'm going to first draw it out of this blue, the whole entire thing on the outside. I'm going to go around the entire outside. All right. We'll cut this one out. Kaylee, you're watching.
I'm watching you cut.
What's going on your side of the table over there?
Reflecting and watching you on your side of the table.
So this next Saturday night, is it? Is that our Golden Giddy Up? Our
Yeah,
goodbye
come
Giddy
up
Up?
here Saturday night.
So we've got a little Western themed party that we're help hosting. And you're supposed to wear your cowboy outfits and everything. Well, Lee and I are going rebelish. We are going as Indians. I got Lee this huge headdress. And you guys will be seeing that coming up on a layout, but it's awesome. He said he wanted to wear a loincloth too, and I said, no, I don't think you got to do that. We're not going to do that. I'm going to just quickly ink it.
What's the cuisine again? Hot dogs, baked
Yep.
beans, and you're making homemade apple cobbler.
I'm making cobbler. not crisp, cobbler. Now, where did I just, oh, here he is. All right, so now all I want to do is the red part. So I'm going to use the inside line of this stencil part and from here down.
What kind of ice cream you gonna get for that cobbler?
Susie's got it. I think it's just plain old vanilla, I think.
Well, that's fine with me. I like plain old
Yeah.
vanilla for my cobbler.
I'm going to use the inside. Boy, she is snoring away.
You found a cool place to lay on the tile there.
Right. And then we'll get our butterflies. We're going to cut right up there in the line we drew.
Everybody's getting quiet.
Everybody is quiet. Oh, golly, is that a good sign or a bad sign?
Well, they're probably getting ready for bed in some parts of the country.
I'm finishing the last piece of my layout. It's almost there.
Yep, that's me. I'm just about there.
And the kids are about to be home. 5 more minutes or so.
All right. So that's going to go there. Now here, we're going to do another element. We're going to use vellum. Let me get the right color.
Blue together on that plaque. It's very, very pretty.
Okay, so now I'm going to take the inside I'm going to do
Inside of the bug.
inside of the bug. You do that. But I'm also going to do the little hearts. Let's see if it'll work. It might be too light. We'll just do this piece first. So I'm going to give you a little tip on these also. You can make an extra set of this piece here out of vellum, and it makes it look like the ladybug is flying. Just a little. So that makes it look like his wings are tucked.
Nikki says that quite as good sign. We're focused.
All right, so that's how it's going to go. And then I'm going to take burlap and make the little hearts. Or I can even use the copper. But I'll cut the hearts out. I really want to get to these butterflies so you guys can see it and put a little bit of the design gems on it. Okay, so we're going to finish him. I'll finish him offline. I'm just going to cut the hearts out and I'll put them on there. But if you cut this the same thing and you cut it just a little bit less on the outside and you attach it here and here, it makes the appearance of a ladybug flying.
Yeah, the wings look like they're in motion.
Well, here, let's do it real quick. It doesn't take that long to cut. Okay. So I'm going to trace here. I get here, here. Do this again here and here. I know it's trying to cut it just a little less. A little bit less than what the pattern is. And then we're going to go here.
You're talking to yourself.
I am talking to myself. And here, I might have to go just a little more. Just a little more. I'm just trimming it down. All right, there it is.
Judith said it's been a pleasure to spend 2 evenings with Linda and Lee this week.
See that? It gives the appearance of the ladybug with their wings open. All right, we are going to do a butterfly. I'm going to do it out of the same vellum.
Gail said, of course, Linda's talking to herself. She needs an expert opinion.
Oh, no.
Most people, when you do that, they say you need therapy.
I know, right? All right. I'm going to take another color of vellum, 2 colors. I've got a peachy color and kind of a yellow color. Okay. I'm going to trace a second one. All right. Put these out. By the way, vellum, I know Susan has mentioned this before. Vellum is a way to make your layout really have a flow, a simple lightness to it. This is from Nature Walk.
Oh, I'm over here making lots of noises. Sorry, I didn't know I was muted. I'm
No,
not
you're
muted.
fine. You're fine.
I'm literally cutting out a butterfly right now too. The same one. Although mine's not out of vellum. Now I'm trying to figure out how I want to decorate the middle of the butterfly.
I'm going to use pearls.
I was debating on that. I was thinking...
Bill's like, I believe that you can create such a beautiful detail layout in just 2 hours. Takes me 4 to 6.
So the best thing I could tell you about, don't think, just do. If you start thinking about everything, you will lose track and make decisions you don't need to make.
There's a question here on can we still get the March kit?
Susan, that's your...
If you sign up in March, that should still activate, the first one being March kit. Yep.
Okay, so take your butterfly on each side of the body and fold the wing. So you get that, right? Do it for both of them. I'm going to go ahead and ink it here real quick.
Making me want to get vellum out. My goodness.
Sorry.
That's what Gail has said. You're making me itch to dig through my vellum and see what I can use with this kit.
You can make it out of paper and then do the second one out of vellum. You can crimp it on one, or you can do it just like this.
On your don't think though comment about like as far as the process of layout goes, I do think over time you get more familiar with just what works for you, figuring out how to like accomplish your balance and accomplish your, layering and accomplish what works for you. Like what are your go-to kind of things that build a layout that you find satisfying and fulfilling. So I'm with you though, Linda. Like there is a sense of just kind of building a page, even if initially you're kind of just duplicating or following an exact layout or something like that. And then there's a point where we find ourselves in a loop. And when you find yourself in that loop, you got to find a way to get out of the loop, meaning
Exactly.
decision fatigue. You don't want to get into that decision fatigue loop because that will drain you so fast.
Definitely. Okay, so I've got the two vellums a little off-centered, and that's okay because I'm going to use a pearl to cover that up. These are light baby blue pearls. Let me get them out. Tweezers. Oh, these are stuck together like a line, so I have to snip it. I can pull it. Yep. So I'm gonna put the bigger pearl. Where did it go? Heavens to Betsy. Oh, it's on my thumb. Okay. This is gonna go on the head. Tweezers, gotta have the tweezers. There it is. See, I couldn't go too far. Okay. Take the smaller one. Now these are in a attached row, and usually for the body, it'll take anywhere between 4 and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll start with 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll put this on the body. 5 works. 1 big, 5 little. And there is your flutter. My daughter would call it flutter fly. So we've got one that's going to go over here. And I'll put one over in this area. And I think, is that all I wanted to show you? I think so. Oh, and one more thing. Sometimes you might have like extra things like silk flowers, lacy flowers. Mary is really good about using lace. She's perfect with it. I have these. Absolutely love these. But the pearls on here, I don't know if I really like those pearls or not. So I'm probably going to take them off. But I wanted to show you what you can do by just adding a little flower and the difference that it makes. I'm sure you guys have silk flowers or something in your stash, right? So we're going to add a couple more here. See what this one looks like. Not sure I like it there. Do 2 there. Nope, don't like that one. Let's try a blue. And the blue looks better.
And I know Dawn talked about what you could do in 2 hours, but I've seen Dawn's creations and they're
Oh,
great.
yeah. She's fantastic. You're coming April 2nd, 9th, right, Dawn? Okay.
Well, I mean, you did pretty good. I just finished my layout, and I was just doing the final like layers and stuff. So
There's another Dawn writer that said those are pretty flowers. Do you know where you got them?
Nope. Nope. Couldn't tell you.
You might have picked them up at one of the clearance bins at one of the scrapbook conventions.
Could have. But here's the thing I want to tell you about putting this stuff on there. If you do the rule of 3, it will always work out really good. Okay. So like I've got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Like this is kind of bland and it makes this more heavy, but by putting this here, it lightened the whole thing. Make sense? All right. Well, that's what I got, Susan. I'm just going to finish putting a few little doodles and maybe some more
Love
little
it.
gems or pearls. So,
They're
but
pretty. They're beautiful. I love it.
I appreciate it so much, you guys.
Here's my
And
page. You want to see it? Can you see it?
yes, I do. I'm going to tip the computer down.
I don't have my overhead camera on, so you're gonna have to.
Oh, wow.
So those are this spotlight, the thing, and then here's the other side.
Oh, I love it. Is those Abby flowers?
Those are Nature Walk.
But no, did Abby make those?
Oh yeah, she made one of them. I made the other one. No,
Oh, I do have one more thing
the little
here.
triple layer though is
Oh.
really pretty.
I
Another
love
picture.
it.
That's awesome.
So I want to show you another thing. You guys probably have these from years ago, the little metal tags and stuff. Get them out.
You're trying.
I'm trying. Tearing it apart. Oop, there's
Oh
one.
my goodness, I have so many of those things.
Do you need more?
No, I don't.
Well, I'm talking to Susan. I chip them to her.
All right. Just by adding a tag up there, and it just kind of does it. Absolutely does it. So get your stash, go through it. Before, I told Susan I had everything all gathered, what I kind of want to incorporate or use up.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't have to get up and go to the stash while I'm creating. If I gather first, then I know I have to stay within the parameter. Even if I have 6 different gems, I have to stay within that. I don't get up and start going thumbing through everything else. I make my decision before my paper, my pictures, embellishings. Like I have a whole stack of embellishings and I just put it over here thinking I might use it or I like it for this paper. If I use it, fine. If I don't, I put it back or I use it on something else that I know I will use. So
Terry said she got those out 2 weeks ago, those tags you had. And she used one on a card. So
there you go.
good job, Terry.
Yay. Good job.
All right. Well, I am done, Susan. I'm gonna let you guys
Awesome.
go to
Good
bed.
night, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Thanks, Linda and Lee. You guys are awesome. Well,
All right.
thanks for letting me join you tonight. I don't get to I'm not always free on these nights, but it was nice to finally finish the page that's been sitting on my table. So
Anytime. We love it.
Okay,
All right.
well, you
Take
guys
care, everyone.
appreciate it. We're going to end it. So
Good night.
talk later.